Hello, fellow Cravers, and welcome to another WWE Predictions. As always, you have me, GD, and you have my co-host, Hanksy. How are you doing, mate?
All good. What's Saturday, Sunday.
More importantly, mate,
Sunday.
this is our last pay-per-view with WWE 2K17.
Yeah.
So
That don't bother me, you know that.
I know it doesn't bother you. It bothers me a little bit. It's just been a great. This has been a great game to do this with.
It's been one of the less glitchy
Oh yeah.
versions of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to WWE 2K18, which comes out on the 17th, and what you can get it early, 4 days early if you get the deluxe edition or something. The 13th. But anyway, we're here. It's time for Hell in a Cell. I think it's one of my favorite pay-per-views outside of the main core as well. That and what's it called? Money in the Bank, of course.
Yeah.
So let's kick off with our first match, which will be Roode versus Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. So I've been enjoying this.
Same here. Well, I don't know. Dolph Ziggler's been a bit. Well, he's weird anyway. So, but it's going to be an interesting match. The thing is, I've been a fan of Bobby Roode in NXT. This is his first pay-per-view as well, and Dolph Ziggler is usually, as much as he's not been in the same spot as for any of the championships lately, he has always been good with up-and-coming talent from NXT at least. He did it with Shinsuke. He's going to be doing the same with Bobby Roode. So let's jump into the match. So let's explain a little bit what is going on here. So Dolph Ziggler came back, and he's been basically doing other people's entrances.
Yeah.
So what's he done? He did HBK. Did he do DX itself as well?
He did DX at one point.
Yeah.
He did The Undertaker, which was brilliant. Because with The Undertaker, he didn't come out first. So they just heard the gongs. I mean, there must have been a moment in that stadium where they thought The Undertaker was back.
Well, it's around about this time he does come back. So
all sorts of them. Yeah.
But
yes, it was Survivor Series last year.
Yeah. But I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back with the Undertaker one, because that's when Bobby Roode finally shown up. And I think it's a good thing of doing it that way, the whole entrance thing, because everybody knows Bobby Roode for his entrance. It's such a glorious entrance that everyone loves it. I think even when he was a heel in when he was a heel in NXT, everyone still thought just sing his entrance. It's simple enough. But so no offense to Bobby Roode, he hasn't really done that. He's had a couple of matches so far, hasn't he?
He's not been in for long though, has he?
Well, I think it's been about a month. I'd say
a month. So considering, because he was at SummerSlam, and then, well, he wasn't SummerSlam. He was at the Brooklyn, wasn't he? Takeover Brooklyn was his last. NXT match.
Yeah, that would have been the SummerSlam.
And then it wasn't his last, because he then got announced on on SmackDown the Tuesday after that.
Yeah.
But he's then been back to NXT twice, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm
so
trying
he's actually been wrestling because he was.
No, I'm a little bit hazy here, but have we had a SmackDown pay-per-view before, after SummerSlam yet, or is this the first one?
No, this is the first one.
So, be honest, SmackDown is only going to be having one exclusive pay-per-view before Survivor Series, between that and SummerSlam, by the sounds of things. Because we had No Mercy. No Mercy was brilliant. Some of those matches in there was, well, you could easily say this should have been WrestleMania level of matches. A little bit disappointed what happened with the Braun Strowman match, but we'll get on with that later. We've got.
It was always going to be what it was going to be, wasn't it?
Yeah, and TLC, which is coming out 20th of October. Most people are excited about Asuka's going to be showing up finally on from NXT. But anyway, back to this one. So Ziggler and Roode, they have got a potential to steal the show, I would say, of Hell in a Cell.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
The thing is, Bobby Roode is a great wrestler, same with Dolph Ziggler, and like I said, you see what Dolph did with Shinsuke, and look where Shinsuke is now because of
what
those
Dolph's
matches.
been used now? What Dolph's been used now for a while, I think, is he's sort of like a mid-card gatekeeper, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, as you say, we've seen it with Shinsuke. We've seen it with Bobby Roode. We saw before that it was Baron Corbin, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
it seems to be it's almost like a rite of passage. He hasn't won much in a while, actually, put on Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, but that's how you expect it to be.
But
The
he's
thing
setting
is,
them up.
yeah.
So we get to Dolph Ziggler, and the thing with Dolph Ziggler is what he's very good. He's very good on the mic. He's very good. He's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
But it tests them all round, doesn't it? I suppose.
The thing is, he's entertaining as well. Still, the
Yeah,
thing is,
yeah.
there's a lot of other
Yeah.
superstars out there that you can't really say that. The thing is, they're
No.
good, but they're not entertaining.
Yeah.
But Ziggler still has that, and I do feel a little bit sorry for him that he's still being used like this. He should be getting
Yes.
shots with at least the US Championship, I would say. But
Well, there was talk of him. I mean, at one point there was talk of him going to Japan, wasn't there? But that obviously isn't happening. So he must be happy.
he must be happy. He
Presume.
must. Well, yeah, I'd expect him to be happy here. But anyway, who? So, mate, who do you think's going to win? Bobby Roode or Dolph Ziggler?
I think Bobby. I've no doubt Bobby Roode's going to win this.
Yeah, I'm going to say Bobby
don't
Roode
know.
as well. The thing is, it'd be stupid if they
Yeah.
don't let him win this.
Yeah.
Or if, same again, the only way Dolph Ziggler could win this is if he cheats his way to victory.
Yeah.
But it would be stupid to have Bobby Roode lose cleanly against Dolph.
Yeah.
Because it's Dolph can afford to lose. Bobby Roode not so much, especially being his first pay-per-view. But anyway, so we both think Bobby Roode. The game thinks Bobby Roode as well. We like to point out this is, yes, a custom character. Of course, his first game that he will be in 2K18. Because, be honest, Bobby Roode's not even been here a year, even in NXT.
Yeah.
And look, he's already on SmackDown, man. So it's all right, going quite quick.
No, it's just.
Surprise.
When did he join NXT? It was.
Um,
What it was now.
Let me have a look. So Bobby Roode.
No, it was about a year. It was Brooklyn last year.
Was it
was
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn last year was his first one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, why have a quick check anyway? We're going to move on to our next match, which should be for the Tag Team Championship of first Hell in a Cell match. In Hell in a Cell. So it is the final.
I know it's going to be good.
It's the final time these two will be fighting in this series. It is the New Day, the current Tag Team Champions, versus the USos.
You know, I have an issue. In fact, they've said it's the final time. It indicates to me that New Day are going to win. Otherwise, they'd have their rematch clause, surely.
Well, then again, sometimes they could say, "Oh, there's no rematch clause in the actual contract for them."
Suppose so, yeah. I suppose.
The thing is, how many times have we had? I think one of the ones I remember, which was Hell in the Cell. No, it wasn't Hell in the Cell. It was Roadblock, Charlotte versus Sasha Banks, wasn't it? And they said that the Iron Man match that they had, whoever won that, they wouldn't be allowed to have a rematch, even if Sasha lost. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do saying the same with this one. So, first of all, mate, do we know who at the New Day are going to be in the Hell in the Cell?
No, I don't believe we do, but I'm presuming it'll be Kofi and Big E. Usually, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's who I put in.
Kofi and Big E.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they're gonna win it, you presume it'd be Kofi and Big E.
So
I would have thought.
I'm on Bobby Roode's now Wikipedia, by the way. So he joined
I think it was around Brooklyn.
NXT 2016. So he joined. Yeah, we were standing in the crowd on April 1st, 2016.
Yeah.
And on June 8th at NXT Takeover The End, Roode appeared backstage during an interview of NXT General Manager William Regal. He was on the tour for the Download Festival. That's where he made his in-ring debut for NXT. So it was June the 11th. He faced Angelo Dawkins.
Right.
So it was, yeah, so you say mid-last... So he's been there for over a year. But still, over a year, and you're already on SmackDown.
It's like Oscar, isn't it? You forget how short amount of time Oscar's been on there as well.
Yeah, but I think it's because she's most of her tenure at NXT, she's been champion.
Yeah.
I think she would still be champion at the moment if it wasn't for her injury.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go back to the WWE Tag Team Champions. So yeah, New Day versus Usos. I'm kind of sad this is going to be coming to an end.
Yeah, it's been a good. I'm not in a way because I think it's time to move on a little bit from it. But at the same time, it's been really good. Both. I mean, New Day are brilliant, and the Usos have just massively raised their game, haven't they?
Oh yeah.
To be fair,
but it's we've said this many times, especially with the tag team division in SmackDown.
Yeah.
Who do you think will be? Well, first of all, who do you think is going to win, New Day or the Usos?
I'm thinking the New Day.
I'm going to say as well.
Because they're talking about it coming to an end.
Yeah.
Because I also know, but the push is for the New Day to eventually get the record for title holds, isn't it? So.
Oh yeah, because So
if they lost to the Usos and then couldn't get a rematch against them, then that would put that back a little bit. Which I wouldn't mind because I don't want it to be this mad rush.
Yeah.
You know, they should be. That's the nice thing with John Cena. I know you don't like John Cena, but
as much as I don't like him, I still respect the guy. I'm just going to say that now.
Yeah, and the point I think with the title holds he's had, they have been spaced. It feels like when he does, and we're presuming he will eventually beat Ric Flair's record.
Well, was it?
It'll feel like he's worked really hard to get there.
The thing is, he's 16-time champion, but it's 16 times over 15 years.
Yes.
So it's
This is it. Well, the New Day have been 4 times over 3 years, haven't they? And to be fair, 3 of those. I think
it's difficult to say that because you got to look at the actual New Day themselves. You've got Kofi that's been there for quite a
whole year, didn't they?
Well, it's the actual members themselves. Kofi, who is he's got the longest tenure in WWE anyway, because of God, who doesn't remember his Jamaican side? Getting called out there.
Yeah.
Then Big E as well.
Big E was NXT champion, wasn't
he? Well,
he?
he wasn't just NXT champion. He ran around with Dolph and AJ Lee.
Yeah, he did. And AJ Lee.
Yeah. I think it's Xavier Woods out of them, which is the newest one. And, well, he's got, like I said, about 3 years now.
I'm not sure. I think that Xavier turned up round about the same time as Big E.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know. I think
Xavier on the main roster.
Yeah, I think Xavier was a little quiet about it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, who was Xavier with? Someone who danced a lot.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think who it was, but he was definitely with somebody, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's another thing I've got to look up into.
Yeah.
But so you think that New Day is going to win? I think New Day is going to win as well. According to the game, the Usos are going to be walking out as champions.
Right.
Before we move on, though, and before I go and check the Xavier Woods thing, who do you think will be probably next in line for the championship, then?
I don't know, because because the Hype Bros were on the pre-show, aren't they?
Yeah, kickoff, yeah.
But my understanding is that they're going to be split up.
Yeah. Well,
which is interesting because they were at one point they were definitely going to get a run, I think, and then obviously what's his name got injured. So Zack Ryder got injured. So I'm sort of, I don't know really. So the Authors of Pain have gone very quiet on NXT.
Oh God, yeah, that's a good point. Well, there's a couple of people that we know that we want to see, but I'm scared. As much as I like people coming up from NXT, I'm scared that it does feel weird that they keep getting pushed over to SmackDown quite often now. I think Oscar's the only one that I know of who. Oh, and of course, wait, is Elias on? Yeah, Elias is on Raw as well.
Elias is on Raw, yeah.
Yeah, I like Elias.
Yeah, I think everyone likes Elias.
Yeah. But I'm scared that too many people get pushed over to SmackDown, especially with it being a smaller show as well, in time-wise.
It's less exposure, isn't it?
Yeah. But the only other thing I can think of, if not someone from NXT, talk about the kickoff show, Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a very good call.
Which
they haven't brought Shelton Benjamin into the Idol, have they?
No. I haven't actually seen him wrestle yet. Since he's back. No, I know he has, but I missed that match. So I am definitely interested. I don't know. I'm definitely looking forward to the pay-per-view just because of that as well. Because like I said, I haven't seen Shelton wrestle yet. But quick question before we move on to the next one. That kickoff show, who do you think is going to win? Team Shelton or Hype Bros?
I think it's going to be Shelton Benjamin's team because and then I expect we're going to see the Hype Bros come to an end. I think.
Oh, and then they'll be against each other. That'd be fun.
Yeah, they've been teasing it for a while, haven't they?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Since Zack Ryder's been back, they've been teasing a split.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, let's move on to our next match, which is for the US Championship. It is
this is going to be good.
AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin. Yes. Yeah. This is definitely going to be good. Look, AJ Styles, he is the face of SmackDown.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Baron Corbin.
Absolutely. He's made it his own, hasn't he?
Oh, God, yeah.
Quite rightly so. He's been
same
fantastic.
Again. This is another thing. AJ Styles. It's not even been 2 years.
No. It was.
It was Royal Rumble.
2 years at Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble was his first match.
Well, the same again. Baron Corbin. It's not even 2 years for him. He was in the Andre the Giant match, wasn't he? That's where he moved on.
The talent is definitely being given a chance.
Oh God, yeah.
You know,
especially the new one. You were starting to see that shift, and it's a nice shift to see. But I think this is a good thing about NXT itself is that these talents, like say Baron Corbin, in the last match as well, Big E and Xavier Woods, and even look at even the women's division itself. The thing is, NXT is, because they're getting that exposure, and I think NXT has become such a bigger show. It is pretty much WWE's third brand now. Where we've got a point where people, when they talk of looking at other YouTube channels which are wrestling focused, they're talking Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. They're not. NXT is one of those important ones to talk about, and even us, we still watch NXT when we can. It's like at the moment they're doing the.
We watch NXT. We try to watch it every week. Actually, we tend to watch it every couple of weeks. We catch up. But,
yeah,
absolutely.
Well, at the moment, aren't they is it going to be a fatal four-way for the women's championship?
For the women's championship, at Chicago, isn't it? I think.
They've named it something else, haven't they?
What, the women's championship?
No, not the women's championship. The actual NXT It's NXT Takeovers.
No, it's still Takeover, isn't it?
Well, it's Takeover, but it's not Takeover Chicago.
Detroit or...
No.
No, that's what they said this week. Sure.
It's let me have a look. So it's NXT. NXT's doing quite well, actually. War Games.
Oh, is that what they called it?
It's called NXT War Games. So they're bringing back War Games. And it's going to be an NXT.
Yeah,
they're doing. That's something else I want to talk about. Actual SmackDown's not Survivor Series, but their next exclusive pay-per-view. Starrcade.
Yeah. Yeah, where's that come from?
It's it's WCW's answer to WrestleMania.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, why are they doing that? That's bizarre.
They're starting to realise that, wait a minute, we've got all these pay-per-views that a lot of people remember. Why are we not using them? So we've now got War Games, which was a WCW brand. Now which is going to be Takeovers, and of course Starrcade, which is going to be probably SmackDown's last pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah.
Of course Raw's been...
because obviously Table Ladders and Chairs is
the
last one, is it?
No, I think the last one is actually going to be Clash of Champions, which is going to be Raw exclusive. Or, just saying, if you want to do it a mixed one, we'll all be happy to have a Clash of Champions having both brands. It's going to be called War Games. But talking about War Games, they're going to be doing a triple fatal four-way for the championship.
Yeah.
It's been said. Which, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk much about this match again. I think it's because we haven't really got much to talk about it. The thing is, we understand. No. Baron Corbin is angry with AJ. AJ is basically telling Baron Corbin the truth, where it is Baron Corbin's fault that he's been losing all these important milestones, including the Money in the Bank, which I am still myself pissed off that he ended up losing it that way.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't really get that. I'm still wondering what he's done wrong, actually.
I've heard that there's a lot of grief backstage for him.
Yeah.
He's not been making friends backstage.
No, I know he's upset people with his Twitter and stuff as well, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Because, Baron Corbin, I'm guessing he's a great guy. It's just that he doesn't know when to switch off his character.
No, which I quite like in a way.
Yeah. But at the same time, you've got to be a little bit careful. It's like even Braun Strowman knows when to switch off and be the geeky big guy that he wants to hug everything.
Yeah.
He's harmless. I wouldn't say that to his face. Actually, I think he'll agree with it if we said that to his face. So anyway, I'm not going to try. So who do you think is going to win? Do you think AJ is going to be walking out as champion, or do you think Baron Corbin is going to be walking out as?
No,
you think AJ?
I think it's still going to be AJ. I think still for this one. I think it'll rumble on a little bit.
I'm going to agree with you. I think AJ is going to be walking out as champion. I don't think it's time. Well, we're starting to get sick of the US Championship being back and forth and back and forth. I think it's time that someone was able to defend it for a little bit. So yeah, let AJ have this for a bit, and not just that, it keeps him out of the WWE Championship picture for a bit as well. Not saying it's a bad thing that if he was there, it's just, we want to see someone new, and it's what we're getting at the moment. So, anyway, let's move on to our next match, which will be for the Women's Championship. It is the current champion Natalya versus Charlotte. We're having the Hearts versus the Flairs again, mate.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. So is this in the cell? We haven't said that.
No, it's not in the cell.
I presume it's not.
No.
So we actually had the women's Hell in the Cell last year, didn't we?
Yeah. Don't want to repeat it 2 years in a row.
No. I don't know why not. You know what I mean? So
I think the big attraction with this is the fact that it is Flair versus Hart again. The thing is, they've got such a history rivalry, the two families, that this is the next step in the generation. Which I'm going to say this now: it's not the first time these two have faced each other.
No,
they ended up doing it for the NXT Women's Championship. They actually fought in. It was the final in the tournament for the championship, wasn't it?
Was it? I can't remember now.
So if people don't remember, Paige ended up moving over to Raw after WrestleMania, but she had She won the women's Divas Championship at that time off AJ Lee. But because she had the Divas Championship, she had to let go of the NXT because you're not allowed to have both.
That's right.
According to the rules.
Yeah.
So they ended up having a tournament, and the final was Natalya versus Charlotte. And of course, Charlotte won that match. So
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
can't remember. Yeah.
So first of all, I'm happy that Natalya had actually beaten Naomi. I'm just going to say that now. Because...
Yeah, I was so bored of Naomi.
Yeah, well, it's not that.
It's not that I don't like Naomi.
Naomi's a great... Yeah, she's a great wrestler. It's just the fact that she was so boring.
Yeah.
And the glow...
Yeah, she's just...
Oh... now, this might just be the fact that we've been watching wrestling for a while ourselves. There's now probably 2 generations that are now watching it who are below us. I know it makes us both feel a little bit old there. But the thing is, it's the fact that what annoyed me the most, and this is where I thought, no, she needs that title taken off her, was when she made it glow.
Yeah. Oh, no. Well, I said to you last time, I was sort of, I got to admit, I can remember seeing her with the title and the fact that it didn't glow and it looked weird. And I thought, oh, I'm surprised they haven't made that glow. And then they did make it glow, and I was like, oh, no, why?
You had to make it glow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm happy that they got rid of that glow very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it did look silly.
Yeah. But so anyway, let's talk about how it has become Charlotte versus Natalya as well. So Charlotte ended up winning a Fatal 4-Way against former Women's Champion Becky Lynch and Naomi, as well as the intimidating Tamina as well, who seems she's disappeared for a bit as well, hasn't she?
Yeah, she hasn't been on for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I should have.
But yeah, it's setting the stage for a highly anticipated struggle between 2 superstars who have championships embedded in their DNA. The thing is, they both are former champions, of course. Charlotte with the Raw Championship. How many times? I think, was it 4 or 5 times now or something?
At least.
At least.
I'm confused. So he just went backwards and forwards between her and...
Sasha.
Sasha, Banks every week, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, it was Sasha won it on Raw, and then still can't defend the title, by the way. That seems to be Sasha's gimmick at the moment, isn't it? She can win it, but she can't defend it. Which it's weird about that. And of course, Natalya, has she been former Divas champion?
Yes, she has been champion before.
She has been champion before.
This isn't her first run with the title, so
I'm
sure it's not.
And of course, she's current Smackdown Women's Champion, of course.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good match. It is a match I'm looking forward to again.
I mean, because they are definitely pushed. I think Charlotte's definitely going to get a massive babyface push.
Yeah.
That's definitely happening.
Right. One more question before I ask who do you think is going to win.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm going to ask that question first. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think it's going to be Charlotte or Natalya?
I think Charlotte's going to win. I think Charlotte's going to win, and I think it's been a long time. Considering you think that Alexa Bliss went straight across the Raw and picked up the title.
Yeah.
And it's been a while now since Charlotte's been on SmackDown. Which does seem, you do think, well, it's about time.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
She's head and shoulders the best wrestler in that division.
Yeah.
In either show.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, definitely time.
The thing is, she's definitely made a name for herself, even though she is still using the Flair name a little bit. The thing is, a lot of people are now actually treating her as a brawn wrestler who is basically pushed.
I think for time now we've seen her as Charlotte rather than Charlotte Flair, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's like now we are calling her Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Just looking at it, it's Charlotte Flair on WWE.com.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I think Natalya's going to win it myself.
Yeah.
I think they need to keep her with the championship for a little bit longer myself. Final question, though, and this is one that I'm going to ask until this has been cashed in. Carmella. Do you think
I don't think it's going to be this one.
You don't think it's going to be this one?
No, I don't think it's going to be this one. Do you?
I don't myself.
Yeah.
But it's making me think, when is she going to cash it in?
You know, I'm a little bit disappointed with both Money in the Bank winners this year. Obviously, Baron Corbin lost it in the way he lost it.
Yeah, it was so exciting when he brought it out and he lost it because of bloody John Cena.
And then, but the thing with that was for John Cena to then move straight away to Raw.
Yeah.
It was just an odd thing. And then with and Carmella just hasn't been making enough of it. You know what I mean?
She's been there, but then again, we've had people who have had the Money in the Bank who's been doing the same thing that she has, to a point that they're trying to make it seem that make people forget she's the Miss Money in the Bank itself.
Yeah.
And then that's the shock and surprise when she does cash it in.
Yeah.
I think one of my favourite ones still is Edge, of course, the first one. Ends up cashing it in after the first Elimination Chamber. That is still my favourite cash-in of all time when that happened. And
I mean, it's been some really. I mean, it should be an exciting thing. It should be being built up.
The thing is, especially being the first women's as well.
Built up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know. I say give it a chance. The thing is, they might want to stick with the whole Natalya, the Hart versus Flair story for a little bit, and then have her get involved in it. The thing is, like you said, we've got Survivor Series coming up next for SmackDown, and of course, she could cash it in during SmackDown. We never said that she can cash it in whenever.
Yeah, she can cash it in, and it has been hinted at that she was going to cash it in.
Yeah,
and she just hasn't, but not to the extent. The problem is she's been the problem, and I think the issue with this is the fact that it shows the little bit of a weakness in the SmackDown roster with the women. I think at the moment again. Yeah. Which it shouldn't do, but there is, and I think it's because you look at. She's been actually wrestling too much. You don't want her wrestling. You want her to be coming down
and being there, just making a presence. Yeah.
Yeah, teasing it. She's not teasing it because she's already in the ring.
Anyway,
you want to see her come in after Natalya's had a beating, don't you?
Yeah. Anyway, mate. According to the game, Natalya's going to be walking out as women's champion again. So we'll see how that goes. It's time to move on to our next match, which is our second Hell in a Cell match, and I think it is basically the marquee match of Hell in a Cell this year. Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens.
So I think this could be the final match.
The only reason I put this before the WWE Championship is because if everyone knows, we have our CTG Championship at the end of it, and of course our CTG Championship is in a Hell in a Cell match. The thing is, you can't really not do that for the fact that it's Hell in a Cell.
No.
So I think that's the only reason why I've done this. If it wasn't for that, I would have definitely put this to be the main event match. And I think a lot of people do agree that this is going to be our main event match. So, I am so excited for this match. There's much. The thing is, this story has been built up so much now, and it has been entertaining to a point that Kevin Owens is basically he's lost it.
He's absolutely cracked, isn't it?
He's cracked.
Last couple of weeks,
And
the last couple of weeks, he's completely snapped.
And it's going to be great because we've seen what Kevin Owens can do when it comes to extreme matches. Look what he did in a couple of TLC matches. Even going through a couple of tables himself. That was brilliant. And of course, we don't need to question what Shane McMahon could do, especially in a Hell in a Cell.
No.
The guy is a lunatic. I'm scared that Jeff's going to see this and think, oh, I've got an idea. No, wait, just rest. You do not need to jump off a higher cell. Don't look at the Elimination Chamber and think, I've got an idea. But this is the thing, I'm going to say this now, this match is, in my opinion, going to be unpredictable of what is going to happen in the match. But I'm going to say, I think Kevin Owens is going to win.
Oh, I'm confident Kevin Owens is going to win. I can't see how Shane can win, to be honest.
I've got to think someone else is going to get involved.
Do you think so?
I really do think so, yeah. The thing is, Kevin Owens... Triple H. But
possibly.
Then, well, the thing is, Triple H has got connections to both these guys. Of course, Kevin Owens is the guy that has basically, which we do still forget, is supposed to have taken over from Seth Rollins. It was the guy that was awarded the Universal Championship when, what's it called? Finn Balor ended up getting injured.
Finn Balor,
over a year ago now.
Yeah.
And of course, Shane McMahon. He's a McMahon. And that's the question.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens screwed with a McMahon.
Yeah,
not just two McMahons now.
But I think that's sort of like we're forgetting about the whole Kevin Owens because he's on Raw now.
What?
Because they were definitely building a stable, weren't they? It was definitely with Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, and then that sort of just didn't happen.
I think it's the whole. Strange. I think the whole problem was that because of the Goldberg thing. I'm gonna say this now. I know we've got another about 3 or 4 pay-per-views left before the end of the year. That is definitely still the down point of this whole year. Has got to be the whole Goldberg thing. I'm going to say that now. I think it was a dumb idea of having him back. Especially giving him the Universal Championship. That was even worse. And we're still feeling the effects to it today, where Brock Lesnar is still bloody champion. And it's just annoying. So Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon. So of course it started out with Kevin Owens not being happy that he got moved over to SmackDown. He was going to be making himself the new face of SmackDown. Then he had the whole controversy with him and AJ Styles multiple times. Where, let me get this straight. So it was that he first blamed the referee for not seeing his arm was up, giving AJ Styles the win. That then made Shane...
there was a few referee decisions.
There's stupid decisions from the referee, yeah. Then we had at SummerSlam, I think it was. Was it SummerSlam?
Yeah.
No, or was it Battleground?
SummerSlam was the one where Shane was the actual referee.
Right, SummerSlam was the one that Shane was the actual referee. So we had that. Then we had Baron give Kevin Owens a chance to pick which referee he wanted. He picked Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin left in the middle of the match, which then had Shane McMahon come out and be the referee for that. And then, of course, Kevin Owens lost again. And it's just... I understand where Kevin Owens comes from here. Where Shane McMahon has pretty much been the thorn in his side, even though he's probably not done it on purpose. I can see where Kevin Owens is really blaming Shane McMahon for this.
No, I can get that. No, I'm not disagreeing.
So, do you think this is going to be the end of this?
I'm presuming so. It feels like it's the end of it, doesn't it?
I don't know. That's the thing. Sometimes where you think about it, where I agree where you say it feels like the end of it because it's in a Hell in a Cell. It's a big structure that usually is the sign of this is the end of what is happening. And we can already see it, like we said, with the Tag Team Championship. It's in a Hell in a Cell. This is the end of it.
Yeah.
But this is their first match. But then again, Shane McMahon doesn't usually keep a long rivalry with his opponents, does he?
No, this is it. I just think this is the end of it now. I think it's Hell in a Cell. This will be the end.
Well, the thing is, what has he had? He's had Shane McMahon. He's had 3 matches. This will be his 3rd match since he's been back into it.
Who's Shane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 4th match. Sorry, forgot one of them. So he's had.
He had the
Undertaker.
That's if you count the one where he was referee as a match.
No. I'm not counting that one. I'm counting. So he had the. He's had
this one.
He had Undertaker.
Undertaker was the first one.
Yeah. Then he had
AJ Styles.
Survivor Series.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And then
then AJ
Styles, and now it's this one, yeah.
Yeah.
So 4 matches since he's been back. 2 of them WrestleManias. 2 brilliant. I think 2 out of 3 brilliant matches so far.
He's always value for money, isn't he?
Oh yeah. It's a shame. Well, it's a McMahon match, isn't it? The thing is, even when Vince McMahon wrestled, you had the same effect, didn't you? And even when in the early years of Shane McMahon, of course, he had European and Hardcore Gold, didn't he?
Yeah.
Champion himself. And it's always had great matches, especially when it comes to Hardcore. He's an extreme specialist, I would say. And, so the match is over, mate. According to this, Kevin Owens is going to win this match. He ended up using a sledgehammer, by the way.
No doubt. Right. Well, that's the other thing. It's falls count anywhere, isn't it?
Oh God, I forgot about that. So it could be.
Make it an issue as well.
How long do you think it's going to take until they exit the Hell in a Cell?
The cell pretty quickly, isn't it?
Do you think they're going to be staying in the arena?
They might even. I think they might even start. I doubt. I think they're going to be all over the place.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this match. Just what could happen with this match. We've already seen what happened over this week, them fighting in the lobby area. I want this match to continue after this. I'm just saying that now because I think this is going to be a great rivalry between the 2 of them.
I'd agree. No, yeah, I would agree. But I just don't think it is. I just think this feels like because as you say, Survivor Series. Usually, if it's anything like last year, they'll be pitching them against each other, won't they?
Raw versus SmackDown, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, mate, let's move on to our last prediction match, which is for the World Heavyweight Champion, WWE Championship.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura again.
Yeah, no, it's the problem. I'm not excited about this at all.
I think it's the same again. It's with me. It's the same match again.
Because it's like one. It's a Shinsuke Nakamura match, so it should be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Jinder Mahal match.
It should be so. And secondly, it's a WWE title, so it should be so. But it's not, and that's the problem. That's why he needs to get the title. I just don't think it's going to.
Well, the whole point of him having the title was the fact of going into India, trying to get more influence in India, wasn't it? And it's failed. Yeah. It's failed miserably. And
saying that, they are touring India in November.
So aren't they supposed to be touring here in November as well? Here as in the UK. I'm just saying that now. People wondering, where is here?
Yeah.
But I think it's also the fact that it's been overshadowed with the whole Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens thing.
Yes.
And it is more annoying because of the 2 people that's going to be outside the Singh brothers again. They're going to be there. Yeah. The thing is, as long as they're there, you got a feeling, this is not going to end. Which that annoys me, and as much
this is it, isn't it?
It's just that
because this isn't in the cell.
No, it's not. That's the other thing.
The thing. If it was in the cell, you'd think, okay. But even then, you'd think, okay, how are they going to get in there?
Well, we ended up having the Punjabi prison match, yeah. And how did that happen? You basically had the Great Khali come back. What situation do you need when the Great Khali comes back and he's not been back?
It's never been mentioned. It's never been mentioned since then.
It's like, why was he there? It's like someone said, basically, someone mentions Punjabi prison match and he gets summoned.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's bizarre.
It's bizarre, and I agree. I think it's time for Mahal to just drop the championship and at least have Shinsuke. I want to see Shinsuke Nakamura as champion. It'll be a fun championship reign. Even though we can't... He's not got the best of Mike's skills, I'm going to say that now. But he's still entertaining to have around, and it'll be interesting to see who would be facing if it wasn't Jinder Mahal as well. We've seen him... If people don't know why he has been given another shot, Nakamura, he ended up having to face Orton for a #1 contendership. So basically it's the same thing, but instead of Cena, it's Orton. And of course, he ended up beating Randy Orton cleanly.
Yeah.
And now, this has been one of the only thing I'm going to say about this is there's been a really awkward build-up to this match as well.
Yeah.
Where it has been a little bit racist.
I wouldn't go as far as racist.
It was a little. It was a. You basically
the laughing at his face stuff.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
I wouldn't go as far. I mean, I wouldn't say it was racist particularly.
It upset a lot of people. And the thing, I don't know. It was.
So I didn't see it that way. I saw just taking the mickey out of his expressions, and the thing with Shinsuke Nakamura, he does pull some really weird.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, it's.
You know?
Yeah, I agree there, but I think it was just how it was worded. It was really, and then they ended up. You're thinking, all right, they really should do some at least a little bit of apology here, and they ended up going into next week where they did start with an apology, and then they continued with it. I'm thinking, okay, you basically got a backlash of what you did, and you're going to continue with it. Okay, sure, go ahead. I don't mind. We're just going to step over here. We're going to go over to the Shane McMahon Kevin Owens match. Good luck with that. But I would feel bad if Nakamura does win this, for the fact that it feels, like I said, it's a championship match that's been overshadowed. Yes. I think it should be a little bit more fanfare when Shinsuke does win the championship.
Yeah, no, I'd agree.
But it's not just that. The Singh brothers are going to get themselves involved.
Of course, yeah.
I don't see any other way of that
problem,
happening.
Isn't it? Yeah, that's the problem.
So, you think that Jinder Mahal's going to win?
Yeah, I really think they will.
I think Jinder Mahal. I don't want him to, but I think he's going to win as well.
If he does, I want the next feud to be Rusev. I think that'd be brilliant.
Oh yes, I want that. I definitely do want that as well.
Yeah.
Just for what history they've had between them already.
Yeah. Obviously, Rusev's doing his thing at the moment, along with Aiden English, which is quite entertaining.
Well, I want talking about Rusev as well. He has got a match against, is it Randy Orton again?
Yes. Yeah.
The big plural there again.
Yeah.
Their little story is that who can beat who the fastest.
Yeah.
So who do you think is going to win between Rusev and Randy Orton? Do you think this will be the end of that, or do you think we've still got a little bit more with those two?
I'd like it to be the end of it because I want to see Rusev go on to bigger things.
Yeah.
And I also want Randy Orton to go back to he needs to go back to being heel, which is what he wants.
I know he does. He does seem a little bit awkward with him as a face.
He said it himself. He was on his wrestling rumours. It was Dave Meltzer, I think, on the podcast.
Yeah.
Something or other. It was one of the podcasts this week. He's been talking, and he's actually said, he's fed up of being a heel, not a heel,
a face. Yeah.
And he's better at being a heel because he's more. He's got that sadistic sort of.
I'm going to say this now. The two people who are in the ring at the moment, I wouldn't mind seeing Shinsuke versus Randy Orton a bit more. And be
possibly.
honest, that'd be great. The only one out of those two you could see being turned a heel between them is Randy Orton. Shinsuke's loved too much. And like you said, Rusev versus Jinder Mahal. Give Rusev a face push through it as well. Which I think a lot of people, probably outside America, I'm just saying, it probably is, would definitely want. Well, we already like Rusev. We're huge fans of the Bulgarian Brute. And I think it is time for him to be pushed for the championship. He's been US champion, and I think it's time for the main belt for him. But anyway, let's move on to our final match. Our predictions are done for Hell in a Cell, sorry, and it's our final match with WWE 2K17. It's time for the CTG Championship. It is a triple threat match. Now, are you actually watching the stream, Hanksy?
No, I'm not gonna help.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to talk you through it, but I'm not going to. So it is Billy versus Hanksy versus. Anyway, so you're right, mate.
Yeah, mate.
You're all right, yeah. I can hear you. Don't worry. So this triple threat match is the thing is people can tell this is going to be suitable for this. Hanksy, you are current champion at the moment. How do you feel facing these two in the ring, especially in the Hell in a Cell match?
I am confident. I'm still confident.
Still confident, especially against this the guy that we added.
Yep.
Okay. So you're right.
I'm always confident. Yep. I'm always confident.
Come on, this guy is really tough. He's got quite a history behind him.
What's she say?
Okay. Now it is weird because this is the second WWE superstar that we've had fighting for the championship itself. Of course, Aiden English being our first one.
It was our Royal Rumble.
Our Royal Rumble. I'm looking forward to the Royal Rumble next year, mate. I'm just saying that just because of that. So let's go over to there as we watch our people. I think they're entering the ring. Yes, they are. Just making sure everything's working fine. And here comes the first challenger. So the reason why we added this guy a little bit more because I know you didn't hear me. What's it called? Say who it was. This guy has a 20-year career with the WWE now, and he's done so much. He's won 8 championships, a few tag team championship, some well-known teams in the past as well. Some weird teams. I'm gonna say that, mate. You starting to figure out who it is now? No.
I've got no idea.
No. But well, of course, he's been with the current general manager of Smackdown. His brother as well. With him and his brother, the great team. Every time those two team up together, it is always a main event, a fixture there.
Is it Jeff Hardy?
No, it's not Jeff Hardy.
Or Matt Hardy?
No, it's not Matt Hardy.
I'm so confused.
But this guy is huge as well. And I went with the older version of him as well. Oh, let's talk about that. Here comes the other challenger, Billy. Oh, Billy is finally getting a shot at the championship, mate. It's going to be awkward. Right, I'm just going to say who it is, mate. I feel bad basically teasing you for it.
That's really trying
it is the big red machine, Kane, mate.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I should have really guessed that, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
I still feel confident.
Yeah,
He doesn't have a bow tie.
Yeah, he doesn't have a bow tie.
Hello?
Hi, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, just someone was talking to me.
No.
So Kane, mate, 20 years career, mate. It was.
And the pinnacle has come. It's come to the pinnacle now.
Well, it's not just that.
By me.
Well, it's not that as well. Like I said, it's Hell in a Cell. Like I said, it's a great thing that is pictured for Kane as well, for the fact that he actually did get introduced in a Hell in a Cell match.
You know what? What has happened? What has happened to Kane recently? It just seems to have disappeared.
Yeah, it does seem to. Oh, here comes you with the championship, mate.
Yeah. No, I should be walking out with it.
You're celebrating, and yeah, I'm gonna be honest, mate. That belt looks really big on you.
It's the bands like when Tyler Bates won the UK Championship.
Oh yeah.
They have to basically hold it behind him.
Your main shot here is just to defend the championship, isn't it? No one has managed to defend the championship itself, and of course, if Hanksy does not defend it, it does mean that Hanksy does get another shot. Of the rematch clause for CTG is, of course, if you lose in a match that isn't a singles competition, you do get a rematch shot. Yeah, that's it. So
absolutely. I won't need a reshot. I'm not going to need a rematch shot.
Yeah, sure, mate. We'll see how this goes.
Yep, I'm confident.
You're very confident. I love that championship.
Very confident.
I can't wait to remake that championship all over again. And the characters. Oh, I've got a lot of work to do when the next game comes out. But, yeah, I want to talk a little bit about Kane himself. I've got numbers here. So, his career itself, he has won 525 matches, he's lost 452, and he's drawn 67 matches over the 20 years. So
that's funny. You don't think a wrestler's drawing, do you?
No, well, it's no contests and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which, I wonder who's actually had the most draws.
I don't know, that'd be interesting to know, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The geek, the nerd in me really wants to know the answer to that question.
There's numbers, I need to know what these numbers are.
You have to check that out afterwards,
yeah. His most frequent career rivals, I've got here as well. So, who do you think his his biggest career rivalry is? Is Kane still wrestling? It was around when Moses was a lad. He's not.
Kane is. I mean, he's not retired.
He's not retired. He's still part of the WWE. That's the point why they're saying 20 years. Yeah.
He hasn't been in since. I'm trying to think when the last time we saw him. Was he in the Rumble?
I think he was in the Rumble. Yeah.
I think he was in the Rumble.
I think. Was he in the Andre the Giant match?
Yeah, I think he might have been.
So it probably was WrestleMania the last time we saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he's still part of the WWE. But I think he's doing a lot more of the backstage kind of stuff nowadays. But
because obviously he did do the whole general manager bit, didn't he?
Oh yeah, that's another number I've got here as well. He's had 2 personas. That's it. He's had, of course, the
Kane
Demon.
And Corporate Kane.
He's had Kane and Corporate Kane. Yeah. 2 of them. But I've seen he's trying to get into. That's the reason why we've not seen him. He's going into politics, isn't he?
Oh, I know he was talking about it.
Yeah, I think he wants to be a governor or something like that. Which everyone loves because his actual campaign has got a little flame.
I love it.
I'm thinking, look, everyone knows what you're famous for. Of course, the whole DDS gimmick that you did with WWE. And that other thing with the demon stuff, yeah, of course. So we should have a flame somewhere on here. And if things go bad, you can choke slam the other guys.
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah. He doesn't agree with this bill. Oh no, Tombstone. Now you will agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, he's doing a lot of politics stuff, but that's a lot of WWE superstars seem to do that, don't they? I've noticed.
Well, obviously, Rhino stood for
Office at one point, yeah.
Stood for an office, didn't he?
Yeah. I think he
stood
still
for the
is.
Senate, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he stood for the Senate, Rhino.
Yeah. And of course, on the current board of the president, we've got Linda McMahon.
I know, yeah.
Which that's the only thing I find weird of this whole thing. There's a McMahon in office and in a high position in office. You're thinking, well, yeah, that is basically US politics in a nutshell. It's WWE.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up at the moment, doesn't it? What's going on in America?
What's going to happen is we're going to see. We're not going to have World War III. We're going to have in one corner. You're going to have Donald Trump versus Kim Jong, whatever the name he is now.
Well, that was the thing when they were going on about. Was it when they did the stuff came out, wasn't it, about with him? Oh, was it the? I can't speak. This sums my week up there. I'm so tired this week. No, when I did when they showed him doing a spear on the CNN.
Yeah.
Guy, wasn't it? Which was actually from WWE. It was from WrestleMania, wasn't it, a couple of years ago, and
yeah, and
all that. And you sort of think, and they were making this big thing about it. You think, well, what's the point?
The thing is, that was ages ago.
Yeah, as the wife of the chairman of WWE in his cabinet. That sums this.
The thing is, we got to remember, Donald Trump has a huge connection with the WWE itself. I think, wasn't it? WrestleMania 3 and 4 both were at Trump Towers in Las Vegas.
Right, was it?
Yeah.
Sure. I know he's got a link. I know there's a link to it.
Mate,
because he's actually in the WWE Hall of Fame, isn't he?
Yeah. The match is finished.
Is it? Oh no, I haven't been watching. Tell me.
That's it. Kane is running for mayor for Knox County, Tennessee.
I don't care. Nobody cares where Kane is.
Plus, he's also now the new CTG champion.
No, he's not.
He is.
No, that's not fair. It's a ringer. He sent in a ringer. Couldn't be fair and square.
Look, mate, it just means one thing. When it comes to TLC, you will be facing Kane for your rematch for the championship.
Right. Ladders and chairs.
I'll think of something, don't worry. Don't forget, I can have custom matches now.
I'm awesome with ladders. Not ladders, tables.
Shut up. I can throw a third person in there and it can be me. But yeah, mate, I'm sorry, you lost your championship to Kane.
Outrageous. To someone that wasn't even at CTG. Absolutely.
Oh, actually, you didn't hear. He's one of our newest members.
Yeah. Disgrace.
But mate, like I said, it's the end of our run with WWE 2K17, and it is the end of our predictions for Hell in a Cell. We're both looking forward to this pay-per-view again. Have you got anything else you want to say before we say our goodbyes, mate?
No, just I'm looking forward to this one, as normal. I think it's going to be good. I mean, to be fair, it's a Smackdown pay-per-view. They tend to be pretty good, don't they?
Yeah.
Just like
what's your match you're looking forward to the most?
It's the Shane McMahon match, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's everyone's looking forward to. Just because of the history and what he's done in the past. You just know that
just to be
something crazy's gonna happen.
Yeah, just to add another one, I'm gonna say the tag team match as well. I'm looking forward to that one. It'll come to an end of that.
I think so, yeah.
Both Hell in a Cell matches, but I think it's going to be another great match, and I'll be interested to see how that ends as well.
Yes.
So
yeah, mate. It's definitely not going to end inside the cell, is it?
No, it's not.
That's for sure.
No. Anyway,
yeah, definitely not.
thank you everybody for watching us here at CTG. This has been great with WWE 2K17. We will be back in 2 weeks' time for TLC, Raw's final exclusive pay-per-view before Survivor Series. We will be using a new engine, like we said, WWE 2K18. Hopefully. Yeah. We don't know what will happen. Something might go wrong. We've had that happen to us before. Hanksy, thank you for joining me again, mate.
Always a pleasure.
And everyone, thank you for joining us. And until next time, to our champion Kane, goodbye.
Shut up.